introduction.
Hi kids, so we've downloaded our Skyaak DIY PDF from our printer. First thing we have to do now is actually cover these with slightly overlapping layers of cellophane or packing tape. You know, this stuff. Important that you do both sides of the wings with either laminate or packing tape, because that gives it just exactly the right weight and exactly the right strength that it needs, so it's virtually indestructible when you're actually flying this thing. Okay, once you've got your layer of laminate on one side of the shaft, just go ahead and cut around the outside. You're going to cut this out into a rectangle with rounded corners on one side or one edge here. Okay, now that I've cut the slots out and I've made all my creases, I'm just going to roll this thing, starting with the text side, the black text side, into the three-sided strut. And then, once it's rolled into three sides, overlapping sides, grab a piece of tape and just secure it at the center so it'll stay in position. Now you have a three-sided strut that has some structural strength to it. Okay, we can see we have the three-sided strut. The colored indicates the front here, which is good to know. We're just going to put this aside now, and we're going to start cutting out the wings. When you cut the wings out to begin with, probably go ahead and start with scissors and just cut around the outside first. The inside's more intricate. It'll take a utility knife or a craft knife. So I'm going to go ahead and start off and cut out the outside shapes. Okay, so we cut the outside edges of the wings out with scissors. That was pretty straightforward, and of course we cut in here for the arrow here, that goes into the slot down here. Well, you know what, the slot's not cut out. So there's a red line here that obviously has to be cut. So I'm going to cut that. Okay, there's the slot. Now, what I'm going to end up with here when I cut them all out is three individual struts that are cut out. In this case, if we can just get a bit of a close-up, we've color coordinated the tips that go into the slots. So the blue goes into this spot, the purple goes into this spot, and the red goes into this spot. So when it all curls around ultimately and gets built, you can see that the struts do go into certain spots. Okay, so you've got your cutout ring wing, all completely cut out. You start off by making it into a loop by putting the arrow-shaped tab into the slot that you've cut. So there, it's a nice little ring wing. And then you just roll your wings back. You fold the tips into little arrows, and then roll them back and stick them into their neighboring slot. I'll do one here and show you. Just slide into the little slot, and then once you've got it through, you can unfold. Okay, so I'm going to fold this slot, the second little arrow, and stick it through another slot to get two of them put in place. And now the third one, again, just fold it in together to make a little arrow through the slot, and voila, you have a three-sided opening. Okay, now we have two ring wings built, as you can see. Here's the shaft. Remember the shaft. We're simply going to feed the front of the shaft through the back of the front ring wing. Simple. Three-sided shaft through three-sided opening. And once you've done that, you do the same thing for the back. There's the front. Very simple. And we're going to throw the back on as well. Do the opposite, so they both face the same way. And what we're going to do actually is we're going to use paper clips for ballast once we've got this thing put together like so. Okay? Okay, to make your finger flicker, you take a straight paper clip and you simply bend it so you have a tiny bit of one side protruding out, so you make it look like so. Remember the slot we cut on the bottom of the shaft here? Well, that's to feed the finger flicker through. So once you feed the finger flicker through like that, that's a lot of F's, you now have something to hold and flick with. Okay, so on the front of your little Skyaak deuce, there's three-sided opening. feed on each side of the opening a paper clip that will hold the wing in position and also will provide exactly the right amount of ballast to give this thing lots of forward momentum when it's thrown. So there's 1, 2, 3 paper clips. And just for security, put one in the back as well so your back ring wing doesn't go out of position. And this gives a little tiny bit of rear ballast, which also helps stabilize this thing when you throw it. So that is now a completely built Skyaak deuce. It's always a good idea to put a little bit of tape where the two layers overlap so you don't get this little bit of material jutting out here. It makes it more streamlined. So I'm just going to put a piece of tape on those little spots. Okay, incoming Skyaak deuce.
Yeah.
Let's try it again.
One more to go.
Incoming.
Oh yeah, got that one.
Nice.
Back at you.
Thank you. Nice one. Okay, I'm going to throw it back. Maybe we have time for one more.
Yeah.